Yeah. So is there some common things that people have to do with their finances when they're relocating permanently overseas? Not depending on the country, but just common things, how they have to arrange their finances in order to make that transition
Look,
seamless?
I'm not financial advisor. That's why I'm in contact with financial advisors in Canada, in United States, with tax
Yeah.
advisor in Canada, in United States,
Yeah.
and even people, temporarily considering to work in different place. I would advise them to go and maybe to rearrange their
Yeah.
plans, financial plans with a specialist. It's what I'm to advise. But speaking, actually, and there is a difference between Canada and United States in regard to taxes, because Americans tax in every place, find themselves. So I'm giving, enough time to work and to understand from this perspective what might work for this person or family.
But generally, they can have bank accounts in the other country
Again,
and also bank accounts, but it depends.
Depends on the country. That's
Okay.
why we're specifying the country, one country or maybe two, and after then, looking on the option. Okay, Mexico is the best example. As a Canadians and Americans, we can spend in Mexico up to 6 months on a tourist visa. So you don't need any immigration papers. It's kind of straightforward if you would consider it. But after this, maybe sometimes people might consider that it might be their temporary residence. It's a different story. But Mexico actually offering this easy, like less paper condition now. But if it's different country, it's a different condition.
Okay. So if things had opened up, you were able to travel anywhere that you wanted to. I'm curious what your number one destination recommendation is for any traveler, just anywhere that they could go, one of the best place that you've ever been.
Oh, you mean as a travel agent?
Yeah, yes, okay. Personally.
It's again very personal. It depends who, different people have different preferences. Lately, I am traveling mostly, for business purposes, but I'm enjoying it at the same time.
Yes.
So, for example, I like culture and history. So when I'm going to any places, I'm preparing in advance. I know what museum, what places, what landmarks I am about to visit, and it's part of my plan. So even this year, there is still uncertainty, what countries are open, what closed. That's why it's so hard to give any advices. But what I can tell, I am planning my time out of Canada. Actually, I was planning to spend my winter in Mexico because me and my Mexican partner plan to have itinerary and driving through the 7 different Mexican states to communicate with people. My interest was with local expat communities. His interest was, to look for the places and development, because a lot of development and constructions going on in Mexico over the last couple of years. And Mexico was open. Over all this time, Mexico, it's one of not so many countries which actually didn't close the borders for foreigners. It was closed like American and Canadian border closed, but not Mexicans. Obviously, they paid the price because their COVID level kind of still high. But it's what I'm planning, and I know that many people already, vacationing or looking for opportunities in Mexico. In Mexico, it's a huge country. Again, even in Mexico, I would advise better places based on the particular situation. Like, for example, I have my property, which I purchased 3 years ago in Riviera Maya. And it was okay, and it's emerging region, and many people like, Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, it's kind of known now worldwide. But I realized when I would move, and I'm planning to move to Mexico, it's one of my options, I would like to live in different region, and for example, central Mexico. So now with all this knowledge, my plan is kind of to sell this apartment and move it to Querétaro or Guanajuato.
So what kind of lifestyle options are available in those destination countries that you have the most expertise in?
Good question, and it's exactly what I'm about. Even in Mexico, you can live in central Mexican states with different weather, climate, people, and cost of living. When I'm speaking about Belize, I have partners in Belize. Even in Belize, there are two locations, kind of mainland with moderate climate and community, and ambergris sky, where it's more tropical. So depending on what people prefer and what they're looking for, I am advising community in Nicaragua. It's actually Americans who already living in Nicaragua for more than 20 years, built for Americans and Canadians and whoever want to join. I mean, it's American quality and design and local prices, and what might be better. And so it's already community which now just developing, and more people join different projects in this community. So Speaking about Europe, here's the difference. Like lifestyle in Italy, it might be more pastoral, Tuscany-like, for people who like this lifestyle. In Portugal, there are 3-4 different regions which are offering different lifestyle. So it's all consideration of what people are looking for, health condition. In Europe now, it's a little bit more complicated. I mean, more, I would say, bureaucracy, but at the same time, there is more investment by citizen by investment condition lately known, in Europe, in Caribbean islands, but I'm focusing on countries which can be found on my website.
Okay. So outside of your business, I'm curious if there's something that you are really passionate about personally.
Travel.
Travel, okay. I thought that might be the answer.
Yes, it all started with my travel passion, which I kind of never had time to enjoy in full. I mean, between contracts, almost like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I was thinking, when finally I will, do it in the pace I wish, to spend, several months and really to get some connection or enjoy the place and new culture. It's how actually the idea about living in different places was born for me. And later I realized that many people share the same passions and interests, but I do it now in organized way. I'm developing my connections in different countries, and I have planned for more countries, but don't want to announce now because, by the way, I'm not offering some things that I have not yet visited. So I need to be confident. I need to know people. And even now I have some connections via Zoom online, but I'm planning later to be in Europe and to add some additional destination to my portfolio, actually the portfolio of my clients.
So is that the most exciting part about your business right now? Is the addition of those other destinations? Is that the biggest opportunity?
Maybe. I like to discover new places, but I would say, I think the most exciting part for me is actually to help people, to find the place where they might prosper, enjoy their life, working all years hard, sometimes people juggling several workplaces. And I think it's time, like for me, retirement, it's not a shutdown of the life, vice versa. It's a start of the new chapter. Yeah. Like now it's a time for you to do what you like, to enjoy your life, to be active. It's active living. It's not for everyone. I understand it. But if you would like really to enjoy life in a full and to learn from the cultures, to enjoy different lifestyles, it's actually what I'm proposing as well. I know people, and I wish I would be able to do the same, to live during the year, like in 2-3 different places. It should be considered carefully, from tax and money and all other perspective, but it's possible.
Mm-hmm. So on the flip side of that, what do you think is your biggest challenge for your business or your biggest obstacle? I mean, other than the pandemic and everything that's gone on with that, what do you see as your biggest challenge?
The biggest channels actually for people to find me and for me to find the people, like I would say marketing side, because I see myself and understand People bombarded today with multiple, offers, ads, advertisement of different kind, campaigns. And it's really hard to find, reliable sources. For example, my sources, I was collecting and checking over the years, and my local providers are really proven in many regards. But, sometimes I'm speaking and people have two consultation with me, and after say, okay, thanks, we will do our research in the Google. And I say, okay, God bless you. Google is big. Google will provide you with all kind of information which might really confuse people, or I would like to eliminate possibility of mistake or missteps. And because I know how hard to be lost in amount of information, and it might be good, like the place and the country might be good. The question, is it good for you?
Right.
For your particular condition?
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the head, which is that's really what I see as being the difference between what you do and maybe just doing a Google search or using a general travel agency is you have that expertise and wisdom, the connections and the know-how to actually get a solution together for that person's particular situation. You're going to take the time to ask them the questions to find out about them, which that ties in really well. That's what we do when we're working with clients, because there's plenty of information on the internet. You just said it. You can go out there and get everything you want to know about any particular destination, but is it right for you? And there's lots of questions that Google doesn't know to ask you back, right? Google's not asking you questions back. You're just asking Google for information. So I think that's very well said, Emily. Very well said. Go ahead.
Google will bombard you after then with not relevant information. I know it myself when I do a search. It's how the same Facebook, like I'm working with Facebook, trying to reach people. And I notice lately people, my potential clients coming out of Facebook. It's what I found. Couple of groups that I was working with kind of shut down or went to different virtual spaces. It's one of the challenges. That's why I'm trying to speak out now, to be on podcast, to let people know. And some people, they even, why they would do search about it, they don't know that it exists, because whatever I'm doing, nobody in the world is providing. So it's hard to know what you don't know. And
you can be the best person that is able to do this, but if people don't know that you're out there or that you exist, then that doesn't matter. That's right. So if people want to learn more about you or contact you, what's the best way to do that?
The best way to do it, to go to my website, which is Emily Bron, all together as you see on my logo, emilybron.com. And on this website, people can find questionnaire I mentioned. People can find all information, a couple of videos, countries I'm working with. By the way, there is Tour to Belize, which I created, which can be found in my website as well. It's kind of additional service I'm giving now. People can find my blog, and I will be adding more content when I will be traveling in Central America and Mexico and Europe, because all what I do, what I'm looking for you guys to find more information and to find the places which will match different life and personal condition.
Yeah, I was on your website for a while, and there was lots of info on there. It's a great layout. I was getting inspired. I was starting to think about places that I might want to go. So I encourage everyone to check that out. And Emily, I want to thank you for being with me here today. You've been a very insightful guest, and I think I might be ready to relocate after this.
Thank you. You're welcome. By the way, lately, there's 2 new books, ebooks now found in my website. Again, I'm providing a lot of information about countries. Just I really feel that people need to be educated. I mean, to get a sense of the country and culture, and consider it's a new adventure. It's actually life is opening up, with specifically after COVID. We get different perspective on life and life-work balance. What I'm saying, less stress by preparing correctly and to find the place where you can enjoy life.
Thanks, Emily. And to all of our listeners, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Confident Retirement Podcast, brought to you by LPF Advisors, where we're raising the retirement confidence of everyday people to another level. one show at a time. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Confident Retirement Podcast with Chris and Mark from LPF Advisors. For more information on them and retiring confidently, please visit lpfadvisors.com. If your ears are pleased and your mind is now at ease, do share the program with your friends and subscribe wherever podcasts are found.